Hello students, in this video we are going to see accounting terms. Let's see the first one here. Two systems in bookkeeping. The first one is single entry system and the second one is double entry system. As per the single entry system, only one side of the transaction is recorded, either debit or credit. In this system, incomplete records are maintained. It is an unsystematic way of bookkeeping, less accurate and hard to find the errors. The second one is of double entry system. In this system, the dual aspect concept is considered. For every transaction, there will be two entries. One will be the receiving, the other one will be the giving aspect, that is debit and the credit. As per this system, as per the double entry system, a credit is made in at least one account and debit is made in at least one other account. It is a complete system of bookkeeping and is more accurate. In this system, errors can be checked and rectified easily. The next topic is journal. Journal is a daily record of business transaction. It is a primary book of keeping accounts. Even we call this one as a day book. The book wherein all day-to-day business transactions are recorded in a chronological order of dates after determining the debit amount and credit amount of the transactions. Transactions are first recorded in the journal. For that sake, journal is called basic book of accounts. Next is regarding about journalizing and journal entries. What is journalizing? The process of recording a transaction in the journal, we call this one as journalizing. And the entries which are made in the book, that is day book, are called as journal entries. Down we have the format here, which consists of 5 columns: date, particulars, LF, debit amount, credit amount. In the first column, date of the transaction is entered in the first column. It should be entered in a proper sequence. Coming to the particulars here, each business transaction has two accounts, one debit and credit. In the first line of the particulars column, name of the debit amount is written along with the word DR, that is debit, at the end, and the amount is taken onto the fourth column. In the second line, in the particulars, start with the word to and after some space, write the name of the credit account has to be written and the amount is taken onto the last column, that is credit amount. After entering the debit account and credit account in the particulars column itself, after each entry, after each journal entry, we have to provide the narration. Narration is nothing but brief explanation of transaction has to be provided in the brackets or within the set of parentheses after each journal entry. The third column is LF. LF indicates here ledger folio. Once all the transactions are recorded in the journal, later it will be posted into the ledger accounts or account heads. The page number or the folio number of the ledger is recorded in the LF column, that is ledger folio column of the journal. Till then, this column remains blank. Next comes out with the amount of account to be debited and credited will be written in the fourth and fifth column, that is debit amount column and credit amount column. The next topic is ledger. Ledger is a book where all accounts relating to different items are maintained and into which all journal entries are posted. It's a place where transactions of particular account are segregated and balanced for each account. It's a book in which classified and summarized information is fetched from the journal or daybook. Later it is posted in the form of debits and credits. Even we call ledger as a second book of entry. It contains the information which is required to prepare financial statements. Down we have the format of the ledger. The format of the ledger is in the T format and it has two parts here, left side and the right side. Left side we call here debit side and the right side we call here the credit side. Each side contains four columns: date, particulars, F and then the amount. The first column is date, where the date of the transaction has to be recorded in this particular column. Next comes out with the particulars here, right? In case of particulars column, the account debited or credited is recorded in this column. On debit side, the entries are made starting with the prefix to, and on credit side, the entries are made starting with by. Next comes out with the F column, that is folio column, right? In this column, the page number of the journal from which the entry has been posted to the ledger is noted here. And the last column is amount. The amount of the transaction is recorded in this particular column. Next comes out with the term compound journal entry. In compound journal entry is an entry which will be having more than two accounts. In this entry, there are two or more debits, credits or both. Instead of making separate journal entry for the same transaction, in that case, we can combine debits and credits in one entry itself. This journal entry can have the combinations of one debit and two or more credits, or one credit and two or more debits, or two or more debits and credits. Let's see one example relating to compound journal entry. The transaction is this way. Received from sales executive of rupees 8,000 for goods sold by him. Traveling expenses rupees 150. In that case, cash account debit will be 7,850. Traveling expenses account debit, the amount will be 150. To sales account, the amount will be 8,000. Next comes out with a trial balance. Trial balance gives the consolidated list of various accounts and their balances. This will be prepared after recording the transaction into the journal and later posting into the ledger and balancing all the accounts, right? Trial balance shows the balances of all the accounts which appear in the ledger. A trial balance consists of two columns. One is debit side and the credit side. The total amount of the debit side and the credit side has to be matched or has to be balanced or has to be tallied, right? If it is not tallied, just check for any procedural errors or mathematical errors into the ledgers. This is one of the source points for preparing other reports. Next comes out with a purchase account. Purchase account is a ledger account for recording all the purchases of goods, products, items, raw materials. Buying of goods can be either in the form of credit or in the form of cash. Next comes out with a sales account. It's a ledger account for recording all sales of goods which are done to the customer, where it can be done either in the form of credit or in the form of cash. Next comes out with returns outwards account, or even we just call this one as returns onwards account or purchase returns account also. This is used for recording goods returned to the suppliers. Think that we have done the purchase of goods from the supplier. Out of that, some goods, some material is defective or faulty. In that case, we return back to the supplier or we return back to the creditor. In that case, this particular account will be taken. Next comes out with returns inwards account or sales return account. It's one of the ledger account for recording goods returned by customers. Think that some goods are sold to the customer. Maybe after few days, out of that, one or two piece may be faulty or maybe defective or maybe some other reason. In that case, customer will return back to the company. In that case, this particular account has to be taken. The next one is stock account. It's a ledger account for goods in stock, unsold goods as at the end of the year. Stock is a quantity of goods lying unsold with business at the end of accounting period. There are two types of stock, opening stock and closing stock. Opening is the stock that is lying unsold in the beginning of the year, whereas closing stock is a stock lying unsold at the end of the year. The stock can be in the form of raw material, work in progress, and finished goods. In the next video, again we are going to see accounting terms. Thank you.